Elizabeth of York, the love that united kingdoms. Elizabeth of York was born on February 11, 1466, in Westminster to King Edward IV of England and his queen, Elizabeth Woodville. As the eldest daughter of a popular and powerful king, Elizabeth had a privileged childhood. Elizabeth was born into a world of uncertainty and conflict, marked by political strife. As the daughter of King Edward IV, her life was intricately tied to the shifting fortunes of the Yorkist cause, shaping her destiny from a young age. She grew up in a time of intense political turbulence known as the Wars of the Roses, a protracted conflict between the rival houses of York, her family, and Lancaster. As a princess, Elizabeth was raised with the expectation of making a politically advantageous marriage. Her father, Edward IV, had secured the throne in a time of civil war between two branches of the royal Plantagenet family, the House of York and the House of Lancaster. Edward IV's successful reign seemed to secure the Yorkist hold on the throne, and Elizabeth's future looked promising. But her life took a tragic turn when her father died in 1483. Her brother, Edward V, was briefly declared king but was soon deposed by their uncle, Richard III, who claimed the throne for himself. Elizabeth's brothers, Edward and Richard, known as the Princes in the Tower, disappeared under mysterious circumstances, cementing Richard III's controversial reign. Growing up as a Yorkist princess, Elizabeth's early life was marked by family upheavals and shifting alliances. Her experiences in the royal courts, coupled with the constant threat of conflict, prepared her for the complex role she would later play. Compared to other queens, Elizabeth's influence stands out for its lasting impact on English history. Her ability to bridge two warring houses set a precedent for future queens, solidifying her place as a pivotal figure in the monarchy's evolution. In 1485, Henry Tudor, a distant claimant to the throne from the Lancastrian side, defeated Richard III at the Battle of Bosworth Field, effectively ending the Wars of the Roses to consolidate his rule and unite the warring factions. Henry VII pledged to marry Elizabeth of York, symbolically joining the Red Rose of Lancaster and the White Rose of York. Elizabeth married Henry VII, the first Tudor King of England, on January 18, 1486. This marriage united the warring houses of York and Lancaster, symbolically ending the Wars of the Roses. While their union began as a political alliance, it grew into a partnership of mutual respect and affection over time. Elizabeth of York's marriage to Henry VII marked the end of the Wars of the Roses, laying the groundwork for a unified England. This union not only merged two feuding houses but also established a new era of stability and prosperity. In 1485, Henry Tudor, a distant claimant to the throne from the Lancastrian side, defeated Richard III at the Battle of Bosworth Field, effectively ending the Wars of the Roses. To consolidate his rule and unite the warring factions, Henry VII pledged to marry Elizabeth of York, symbolically joining the Red Rose of Lancaster and the White Rose of York. This marriage was not just a political move but also a step toward healing a divided kingdom. Their union was supported by both Yorkists, who saw Elizabeth as the rightful heir, and Lancastrians, who had rallied behind Henry. A queen and mother of the Tudor dynasty, Elizabeth and Henry had 7 children, though only 4 survived infancy. Margaret Tudor, who became Queen of Scotland. Henry VIII, who succeeded Henry VII and became one of England's most famous monarchs. Mary Tudor, Queen of France. Her role as a mother was significant. Through her children, Elizabeth ensured the continuation of the Tudor dynasty, which ruled England for over a century. Elizabeth and Henry's 7 children were Arthur, Prince of Wales 1486 to 1502. The eldest son and heir to the throne, Arthur was expected to continue the Tudor dynasty. He married Catherine of Aragon but tragically died at 15, leaving his younger brother, Henry, as the new heir. Margaret Tudor 1489 to 1541 married James IV of Scotland. Margaret became the Queen of Scotland. Her descendants would later unite the English and Scottish thrones under James VI and Henry VIII 1491 to 1547. A love rooted in respect, while Elizabeth and Henry's marriage began as a political alliance, it reportedly grew into a relationship of mutual respect and affection. Their partnership laid the foundation for the stability of the Tudor reign. The second surviving son, Henry, became one of England's most famous and infamous monarchs, known for his 6 marriages and the English Reformation. Mary Tudor (1496 to 1533) married Louis XII of France, becoming Queen of France, though briefly. Elizabeth often mediated disputes and played a crucial role in court life, though her husband retained control over governance. In her legacy and death, Elizabeth's life ended prematurely on February 11, 1503, her 37th birthday, following complications from childbirth. Her death deeply affected Henry VII, who reportedly mourned her deeply and never remarried. Elizabeth of York is remembered as the mother of the Tudor dynasty. Her marriage to Henry VII not only ended decades of civil strife but also ushered in a period of relative peace and prosperity for England. Her legacy endures as a queen who brought unity to a fractured nation through her grace, dignity, and the love that united kingdoms. After his death, she married Charles Brandon, Duke of Suffolk. Elizabeth also gave birth to 3 other children: Elizabeth, Edmund, and Catherine, who died young. Elizabeth's role as a mother was crucial in ensuring the continuation of the Tudor dynasty. Her son, Henry VIII, went on to solidify the Tudor legacy, while her daughters' marriages extended the family's influence across Europe. Elizabeth of York was a pivotal figure in English history, celebrated not only for her role as queen consort to Henry VII, but also for her unique position in uniting 2 warring dynasties, the houses of York and Lancaster, through her marriage. Their love story shaped the course of English history and marked the dawn of the Tudor dynasty. Her legacy endures in today's monarchy, as the harmonious blending of Yorkist and Lancastrian bloodlines set a precedent for future royal unions. Explore Elizabeth's life further to understand how her influence still echoes in the corridors of power, shaping decisions, inspiring leaders, and leaving an indelible mark on the world stage. Delving deeper into Elizabeth's legacy, you'll uncover how her profound influence continues to reverberate through the halls of power. If you found this exploration of Elizabeth's lasting legacy insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth analysis of how her influence continues to shape the corridors of power today. Stay tuned for more captivating content, and thanks for watching.